How's it going, guys? It's Brad. So, yeah, the Monday Night Raw review from last night. So, Raw starts off with boring fuckface Roman Reigns coming out doing his boring-ass walk to the ring to address the WWE fans after his title defense last week. Roman Reigns finally defeated Samoa Joe. Roman Reigns finally shut him up. Roman Reigns, your actions always have consequences. Roman Reigns, I do my talking in the ring. You know that, Roman Reigns, it's still my yard. Roman Reigns, it's still not your fucking yard yet. You still gotta beat Brock Lesnar and Braun Strowman. Then after that, Jason Jordan comes out. He gets fucking booed from the crowd. Jason Jordan comes to congratulate Roman for beating Samoa Joe and for being a part of his yard. Again, still not Roman's yard, and now Jason Jordan's trying to kiss Roman's ass. Roman Reigns, what the fuck is this? Roman Reigns, I thought I was supposed to be only ass kisser here. Roman Reigns, who this bitch? Then Seth Rollins comes out, addresses Jason Jordan, saying he's got a lot to learn. Jason Jordan just being a dumb dipshit, saying that he's better than Dean Ambrose. I don't know. Call me back when you win a world title, Jason. And a Money in the Bank. And then Jason Jordan saying they could be a new Shield and they're the greatest three-man faction in the group. You're not even a three-man faction, so shut the fuck up. Then Finn Balor, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson come out. Their club is now being officially called the Balor Club. Because I guess Bullet Club's copyrighted in Ring of Honor New Japan. But hey, we know they're the Bullet Club. You know, Finn Balor, he addresses Jason Jordan, saying that if you're looking for a dominant three-man faction, you look no further than the Balor Club, who have dominated the world, the indie scene for over 10 years. Yeah, that's true. You add in the 10 years they were together in New Japan, you got it. Hey, this is a really good team. Yeah, they come out addressing all three. Jason Jordan says they're still better because all three are champions. You fucking idiot. Finn Balor saying they're going to deal with Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. Like they call Seth the architect, they call Roman the big dog. He's more like the big dumbass, but hey. And then Finn Balor couldn't think of a word name for Jason Jordan, but Luke Gallows did. So Luke Gallows called him a nerd. And Jason Jordan, being the little bitch that he is, got sensitive, got triggered over it, and smacked Luke Gallows. Like, seriously? You got fucking triggered? You got sensitive over the word nerd? You fucking pussy. You are a fucking pussy, Jason Jordan. There's no other way to describe it. Like, come on. Like, come on. If you're trying to convince me you're from Kurt Angle's package, you're doing a shitty job at that. Speaking of Kurt Angle comes out because Luke Gallows had to be held back and Jason Jordan had to be held back by Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns, why the fuck am I holding him back? Roman Reigns, oh shit, this guy's stupider than me now. Roman Reigns, what the fuck is going on? Vince didn't tell me this shit. So Kurt Angle comes out and says that all six of them will be in a six-man tag match later in the night. After that, we get a women's tag match. We get that fraud bitch Sasha Banks and Teenage Juno Bailey with Mickie James at ringside. Michael Cole once again saying it's boss time because he's got now the purple dildo up his ass to match Sasha's hair color. Facing Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville of Absolution. With Paige at ringside. Back and forth match, didn't really care. In the end, Sasha Banks would lock in the bank statement and get the submission and force Mandy to tap out to get the submission for the win. Also, Mickie James would officially announce her entry into the Women's Royal Rumble match. By the end of the night, we now have half the field filled. After that, we get a one-on-one match. Hold on. Alright, so next we would get the Miz TV segment. Elias Sampson would be out there to introduce the Miz with another song. Miz would come out with Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel, the Miz Taraj. They come, of course, hosting Miz TV, as Miz is back for the first time in 6 weeks. Miz comes out saying how he's in, because he's now done filming the Marine 6. Jesus Christ, Marine's becoming the next Fast and Furious franchise. Miz goes on telling about how he's waiting for the birth of his baby daughter. Then he comes on and says that wants his rematch with Roman Reigns for the Intercontinental Championship. Yes, I want you to have your rematch, Miz, because you're still contracted, obligated to one. You still haven't yet. Get your rematch. We get a backstage segment where Sheamus and Cesaro ask Kurt Angle when they're getting their tag team title opportunities. They get told they're getting them at the Royal Rumble. Then The Miz comes in the office too, and The Miz says he wants his Intercontinental title rematch to be in 2 weeks on the 25th anniversary of Raw. Kurt Angle is more than happy to give it to him. So yeah, next up, though, we get a tag match. Sheamus and Cesaro would also get announced they're getting a tag team match against a mystery tag team. It happens to be Titus Worldwide. Titus O'Neil and Apollo Crews with Dana Brooke at ringside. A back and forth match. Now, in the end, Apollo Crews would hit a drop kick on Sheamus, go to the outside, and then Apollo would get the 3 count on Cesaro for the win? What? So Titus Worldwide beat Sheamus and Cesaro. So I bet you now they're going to be claiming they're going to be in the tag team title race now. Because they beat now the #1 contenders for the tag titles. You still haven't beat the champions. Next up, we get the Cruiserweight title match that was supposed to happen last week, but didn't. We get Enzo Amore versus Cedric Alexander. This is like the only time I give a shit about the Cruiserweight division is the title match. To see who in the fuck is holding this division down. This shit show. Back and forth match. In the end, when Enzo was on the outside, Cedric would hit a suicide dive to the outside. Enzo would land awkwardly on his ankle. Looked like a hyperextension or twisted. In the end, Enzo would get counted out. So Cedric wins the match, but Enzo keeps the title. Because title doesn't change hands on a disqualification or count out, of course. But one of the weird things about this match is that Enzo, I think he used a razor blade or something to bust himself open. But he did it on the wrong side because it was on a drop kick from Cedric Alexander. Cedric hit the left side of Enzo Amore's face, but it was the right side that was busted open. WWE logic, am I right? So yeah. Next up, we get Brock Lesnar to come out and address the WWE Universe after Kane's attack last week. Hey boy, I reckon that Kane fella gonna get what he wants and whatnot. Now, why in the hell would he want to attack me and whatnot? I ain't do nothing to piss him off and whatnot. I reckon I'm going to beat that Kane and that Brock Lesnar and that Braun Strowman fella, and I'm going to pin both of them at the same time. I reckon them announcers are trying to make it sound fair, but because they're saying it's a monster among man and a big red machine, but I fear no one, and it's going to be 100% me and whatnot. Because I reckon I'm holding that Universal title till WrestleMania and whatnot. After that, when Brock Lesnar went to leave the ring, Kane would attack Brock Lesnar from behind, take egg brawl backstage. Braun Strowman would take both of them down. Braun would take Brock, throw him into one of the suitcase barriers, with one of them landing right on Brock's fucking head in the back of his neck. Kane would be put on a table and then put through that table when Braun takes a giant suitcase for one of the production stuff backstage, and throws it on top of Kane. Then Braun Strowman would grab one of the cases, open it up, and grab a grappling hook. It's one of those little rope hooks on a rope you would see in like an action movie or some shit. So Braun would take that hook, he'd rope it around one of the stage walls, and then he'd pull it down right on top of Kane and Brock Lesnar. And I was watching this like, holy shit, he looks fucking strong there. Like that's how you make fucking Braun look strong. There you go, that's how you do it. Like, that's more convincing. I think Braun that was actually Braun's strength. Then Braun tipping an ambulance over. Because I know the ambulance one there was a cable crane on the other side holding it. So yeah, during the commercial break though, Brock would crawl out along with Kane. But Brock would be stretchered out of the arena. All I say is he's fine. Don't worry. He's fine. He ain't that severely injured. We then get a one-on-one match. Samoa Joe versus Rhino with Heath Slater at ringside. Hopefully this referee ain't a dipshit. And actually the referee did his job for once. So good job. Good job. Good job. So yeah, in the end, Samoa Joe would lock in the Coquina clutch on Rhino and get the submission victory. Also in that sequence, Samoa Joe officially announces his entry into the Royal Rumble match. Also, early on in the night, I forgot to mention this. We'd also have Broken Matt Hardy makes his in-ring debut. He makes this in-ring debut against Kurt Hawkins. It was an easy win for Broken Matt Hardy, as Matt Hardy has officially deleted Kurt Hawkins. And also, Matt Hardy officially announces his entry into the Royal Rumble match. Bray Wyatt then the lights would go out, and when the lights come back on, Bray Wyatt was in the ring, staring at Matt Hardy face-to-face at both of them, laughing. So it's now become a dick measuring contest. You know, I imagine Bray Wyatt's going to be in the Royal Rumble too now. So yeah, going back to the current show. We didn't have we have another match. Asuka was getting set to take on another fucking jobber. Before she was attacked from behind before the match started by Nia Jax. During the sequence, the jobber ran away like a little bitch, as Nia Jax would hit a front row on Asuka and squashed her. And Nia Jax announcing that she is officially in the Women's Royal Rumble match. So now that's 15 in the Rumble. So at least half the field, and that's almost the entire main roster. So I wonder what they're going to do here. I think they're going to definitely need NXT call-ups. You know, maybe pull some legends or some of those women from the Women's Classic out. See what happens. Finally, we get to our main event. The 6-man tag match. Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Jason Jordan versus the Balor Club. Balor Club comes out with a major fucking pop from the crowd. Seth Rollins comes out with a good pop. Jason Jordan and Roman Reigns both get booed out of the building. Back and forth match. The finish was all Jason Jordan's fault. So, near the end, when Seth Rollins is about to tag in Roman Reigns, Jason Jordan would get in the ring, distracting the ref, officially making the tag not count. Then after that, a little bit later on, Jason Jordan would pick Seth Rollins up. Seth would push him out of the way when Finn Balor hits the drop kick on him, which would set up the coup de grace, so Finn would get the 3 count on Seth for the win. So really, it was Jason Jordan's fault that Seth, and Roman lost this match. But that didn't stop there. Jason tried to apologize to Roman. Roman was taking none of it, along with Seth. Then the Miz Taraj would come out for the crowd and attack Jason from behind and attack Seth. Then they attack Roman. And to end it off, they hit the Shield Powerbomb on the Roman Reigns. And all three are standing tall, as Miz is making himself known that he wants the Intercontinental title back. Go get that title, Miz. You're the one that makes it relevant. Go get it, buddy. So yeah, Raw. Most of that Raw, it was like a 2 out of 10. It was mostly boring. But I'll tell you, that finish was about maybe a 5 out of 10. So yeah, overall it's a 2 out of 10, but the finish is a 5 out of 10. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. Hope everyone has a great day, and yeah, peace out.